salute to Okmalumkoolkat from Ukhozi FM. This guy I grew up listening to. He had this like coolest request show, like radio show.
Okay.
Like kids used to request, like call in and request like their favorite songs or like shout outs. And I'm talking, when I say kids, I'm talking toddlers. So we are bed on the phone, his mom is there, he's like, no, Dog Shabelez, and then he starts singing Dog Shabelez, you know? So it was really dope. Also, just like I feel like most of us grew up without our dads, so like in the streets, Malumo is gonna teach you shit.
Okmalumkoolkat. This is a name that, when pronounced correctly, it rolls off the tongue with a consonant rhythm that's oft musical in and of itself. You can say it again. Okmalumkoolkat. Smith Zwane, his government name. He has a lot of alter egos. International Pantula, Zulu Computer, Dr. Zap Zap, Zulu Michael Jackson. I mean, you know them. He always shouts himself out in his songs. If you don't know, by the end of this video, you will know for sure.
Because my mom keeps all my books. When I go through that stuff, I'm like, wow. Because it wasn't me, you know? It was like what I wanted to be.
Okmalumkoolkat was born in Mlazi, Durban. Now, first of all, I'd like to say this is where the source is. Durban. Durban is where the source is. So after graduating from college, Okmalumkoolkat moved to Johannesburg, where he met with Dr. Spicy, with whom he found, or rather formed, Dirty Paraffin. This was a duo, just him and Spicy. They later on came up with a Friday theme song. I would like to say this, to me, sounds like a theme song, an anthem for like a Friday party, like TGIF, if you would. You know, the song was called Baba Baba, Dirty Paraffin. As you all know, Okmalumkoolkat consistently created music that will make you want to turn up for sure. It's kind of like if Lil Jon had more to say. It's kind of like that. Like if Lil Jon is a DJ to me. It sounds like his job is just being a DJ, screaming and getting the vibe going. You understand? So Okmalumkoolkat was kind of like that, but like he was too cool to not just say anything, to just say ad-libs. We have to hear what he has to say. You understand? So Dirty Paraffin was like this retro futuristic duo experimenting with electro synth wave with an infusion of core Africanism in the depiction throughout the music videos. So what I love about this is it's raw, and most of it is just him trying out ideas as he goes with it. So years later, the duo grew, they expanded, they met more like-minded individuals. This brought like similar individuals who had more to bring or more to share. So this was an extension to the duo. They became a collective later on, of which was Boys and Bucks. Now, if you know, you do know for sure, these niggas caused a lot of noise in Mzansi. These are the real influencers. They made the whole thing of hip-hop friendly, or rather fun. You know, they really made dressing up and putting that shit on cool. The slang, the language. He came with a dictionary, came with a Bible. Let me break it down for you. Tang Fu, that is what he calls the language or the slang that he uses throughout his songs. So Tang Fu is a skilled and intricate art of lyricism, more like lyrical acrobatics or freestyle poetry. So first of all, I'll break down the term lyricism, a style of writing that uses poetic and rhythmic language to express emotions and thoughts. Used rather in poetry and music, as we all know. Different styles of lyricism. We have figurative language, where some people use metaphors, similes, and other stuff to create deeper meaning to their message, whatever they're trying to convey.
Fact that sometimes, and it's people you work with, when they take your things, it's not like they're taking or stealing. It just so happens that they take it and then they're on a bigger platform, and everybody thinks that it comes from there. But within the inside, we know. So when you talk about that MTV-based top 10, it's a commercial.
Being South African, just like how Okmalumkoolkat is, that's how he brushes off, or rather comes off on people. He's like a South African individual. You understand? So phrasing, using phrases that go beyond just conveying information. You understand? So that will be me breaking down his lyricism, his style of lyricism, his way of storytelling. So
but you've got the most quotables of verses.
Exactly. So if you're talking MCs, not talking tracks, not talking hooks or whatever. If you're talking MCs, like writing poetry, which is what I'm doing, and everybody else.
If you've been tapped in, like if you know, like Okmalumkoolkat rap is a unique fusion of futuristic kwaito.
Cultivating minds in South Africa. Basically, it's a social experiment. What I'm doing through art, through music, through design, through fashion. It's like, yeah, that's what I do. Cultivating minds in South Africa. Pushing art in the right direction. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer that his music is heavily rooted in South African street culture. It's often incorporating township slang and references from high fashion like Y3, Yoji, Yamamoto. If you know, you know, he knows. And I'm still on his Tangfu. I'm still on his language. What he's trying to communicate with the audience, us, the consumers. So this boils down to his swag. LORE. Okay, so first of all, number one is futuristic kwaito. He modernizes kwaito with electronic beats, giving it a fresh global appeal. You can see this when you go to his YouTube channel all the way back when he was creating with Dr. Spicy and LV. Second of all, an orthodox flow. His rap delivery is unpredictable. Sometimes choppy, sometimes smooth, but always engaging. Thirdly, street slang and humor. He frequently mixes English, Zulu, and township slang, often in a witty and humorous way. Lastly, visual and sonic aesthetic. This, to me, this is what Okmalumkoolkat does the best. His aesthetic is just impeccable. His music videos and fashion sense aligns with his Zulu futuristic brand. The boldness and colorful and avant-garde feel that's like he knows how to present himself. Like everyone knows Okmalumkoolkat's look or the brand he's selling. We all know that the South African futuristic artsy guy, if I might say. you know. So moving on, songs like Butyang Paza, if you know, you know. Again, that beat, the flow, I mean, it does sound like he was smoking ganja with ganja beats, but my two best verses has to be from Amantombazane, both the original and the remix. Like from the original, the hook, people really slept on the hook. Like that hook is very iconic, and obviously on the remix, his verse, there's a reason why he went last. There's a reason why he went last. That verse was, I mean, if you went like, okay, there's a lot of people there. Like, yes, you could have went in the middle, in the first or whatever, but like, yeah, them people on the song, they can't top that verse. I'm joking, but that Okmalumkoolkat Amantombazane remix verse is fire. And also Kusheshe too. GS Marie, Okwele Ekrasi, Okmalumkoolkat is a problem in King. You continue. So the reason why I say he's the pioneer, like his delivery is so unorthodox but genuine at the same time. So what I mean by that is he would say a very common thing that sometimes it be so cringe you can't help but want to hear what's next. Like if like a regular person said whatever Okmalumkoolkat would say, to you it would sound like cringe. You wouldn't really know how to follow that up. That's what I mean basically. So the best word to describe Okmalumkoolkat would be experimental. At first, you never know what's the next line is, like what the next line is going to be. The bars are definitely there, but these aren't your your typical setup punchlines. The fusion of isiZulu and English is so charismatic. You can't be more Mzansi than that, dog. Like you could hear the radio influence from Ukhozi FM and its Atamia flow from back in Umlazi, because there's this one interview where he said his flows lately have been influenced by his Atamia involvement. Yeah. So like he took both worlds, Ukhozi FM, the influence, and the Statamia, which is pretty much the same thing, because Statamia, Ukhozi FM, there's like the Zulu traditional customs or whatever. So he took both those worlds, and the internet law made one hot saucy melting pot, swaggy rather, melting pot. So the word selection would sometimes feel out of place, but again, every line is intentional, dog. Every line is intentional. You would think like he's just saying words, like he's just throwing words all over the place. No, you need to listen. He sounds alien. What do I mean by this? He is able to distinguish himself amongst others. And this comes without trying. Of course. For everyone back in the days, we know how important or how fire an Okmalumkoolkat verse is. Like I would go down a rabbit hole looking for any upload to go brag about to my friends. And I believe this is how it felt for everyone rapping now. He sort of like created a Bible or a dictionary for the Quellas and a few Durban kids going crazy right now. So basically the whole purpose of this video is to just say Okmalumkoolkat is responsible for the language used today. Not just him only, but obviously the rest of the guys he came along with, which was the Boys in Box, Ricky, Stilo Makolides, the whole time. I mean, their whole thing was just revolutionary, you know? So what I want you guys, or anyone looking at this video, I want you to take away is Okmalumkoolkat is the pioneer. Just know that, like, Okmalumkoolkat is responsible for all the cool stuff you're seeing around. yes, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy. Have a lovely rest of your day, evening, good night, good morning, whatever.